Ethical implications of research studies and psychological theory. Ethical issues in psychological research go beyond protecting participants during testing. They also concern how findings are reported, how they are interpreted, and how they are later used by society. Some research carries the risk of affecting individuals or social groups in harmful ways. Work of this type is described as socially sensitive research, studies where the outcomes could have direct consequences for participants, their families, or wider communities. What counts as socially sensitive research? Sieber and Stanley explain that socially sensitive research involves examining topics where the findings may influence public attitudes or policies. For example, research on intelligence, sexuality, race, or mental health can easily be misinterpreted or misused. Therefore, psychologists must carefully consider how results are collected, how they are communicated, and how they may be applied. Ethical issues in the research process. Sieber and Stanley outlined several points at which ethical risks may arise. 1. Research question. Even the question itself may imply assumptions. Asking whether one group differs from another can reinforce stereotypes, or appear to give scientific support to prejudiced beliefs. 2. Treatment of participants. Confidentiality must be prioritized. If sensitive information is revealed, such as admissions of criminal behavior, the researcher must balance confidentiality with legal obligations. 3. Institutional context. Research may be misused by the organizations funding it. There is a danger that results could be distorted or selectively reported. 4. Interpretation and application of findings. History shows that psychological findings can be taken out of context. For instance, early IQ testing was used to justify discriminatory immigration policies and to categorize some groups as less intelligent. Types of ethical issues in socially sensitive work. Sieber and Stanley identified several areas requiring special care, including privacy risk of collecting more information than is truly needed, confidentiality, ensuring findings cannot be traced back to individuals, valid methodology, poor methods may falsely present certain groups in a negative light. Equitable treatment, all participants must be treated fairly. Scientific freedom, researchers should be free to investigate, but must balance this with social responsibility. Ownership of data, disputes may arise over who controls publication. Risk-benefit ratio, weighing whether potential benefits to society justify any risks. Evaluation and discussion. The wider impact of research. Even studies with low immediate risk may still affect groups indirectly. Findings might influence how teachers, employers, or policymakers treat certain communities. Psychologists therefore need to anticipate how their results may shape public understanding. Limits of existing ethical guidelines. Current ethical codes focus mainly on protecting individual participants. However, they may not fully address broader social consequences, for example, whether a study might reinforce discrimination against a marginalized group.